Hello and welcome back. In this section, we're going to go over domestic trucking, but we're going to look at LTL hotshots. So look at it this way. Someone has a piece of LTL cargo. They don't have time to wait on a regular LTL service. Let's say that they need the cargo delivered today, or they need the cargo delivered tomorrow. Then you have at your disposal what's called the LTL hotshot. Now, some people will refer to it as straight truck or box truck, but the definition is LTL hotshot. And there's three pieces of equipment that are used in LTL hotshots, and we're going to go over those pieces of equipment. But just to let you know, I've had and I'll give you an example of an LTL hotshot that I did for someone. They needed some cargo picked up after hours. We arranged the truck to be there at, I think it got there about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. That picked up the cargo and it delivered the next day in another state. So that would be an example. Another example is someone needs cargo, let's say within the same city. So let's say somebody's got a piece of freight in Houston, they need it hot shotted over to the other side of Houston, and you would offer these type services. So let's go over the equipment. So the first piece of equipment is called a cargo van. And we've all seen the vans. It's something that you see UPS or FedEx, but not the big trucks, but the smaller vans that they move around in. Now these vans will hold up to 2,500 pounds worth of cargo. And it's shown here in this picture. And you can see where this gentleman's loading cargo into that cargo van. Now I'm gonna go over the dimensions, but keep in mind, I'm gonna upload this document so that you can see it and have this handy. But the door opening in a cargo van, and I'm gonna give it to you length and width, is 48 inches by 46 inches. The inside dimensions, so once you get inside the van, and I'm gonna give this to you length, width, and height, it's 50 by 48 by 46. Now the next piece of equipment that's up here is a 14-foot cube van, which is right here. We've all seen these. U-Haul uses them. You also see them around grocery stores. You see them locally around town. Now these trucks will hold up to 5,000 pounds worth of freight. Now the door opening, again, width and height, is 85 inches by 75 inches. The inside dimensions, length, width, and height, is 168 by 87 by 77. So it gives you quite a bit more room than what you would get if you used a cargo van. And then the last picture on here, which is called a 24-foot straight truck. Now the weight capacity on a straight truck is up to 15,000 pounds. And then your door opening, so you get quite a bit additional door opening. So your door opening width and height is 87 by 88. The inside dimensions, once you get inside the truck, it's your length, width, and height, is 288 by 91 by 89. So keep that in mind. So you've got these three pieces of equipment. Now, let's look at the aspects of as far as if someone needs options. So let's say, for example, they have no way of loading it as far as equipment. And let's say typically in these bigger ones, and they say that they need a lift gate. Well, that's something that we're gonna have to request is a lift gate. And it's typically an additional charge. Or if they need a pallet jack, then we can provide a pallet jack with an additional fee. And then also, if you need a forklift, and we've done that in these smaller trucks here, where someone needed a forklift, we loaded the forklift up in it. We went ahead and loaded the freight as well. We took it to Austin, it was at a residence, and then the forklift unloaded the cargo, stuck the forklift back in and brought it back down to Houston. So those are options that you can look at as well. Now, what do you need to give someone a rate for LTL hotshots? Well, of course, you're gonna need how many pallets, the dimensions or crates, just typically what is the cargo? How many pieces of freight are we looking at here? What's the dimensions of that freight? What's the weight of the cargo? And then what's the commodity? So you get those pieces of information, then we could get you a rate provided on that. Now, why would what's the advantage to using these kind of services? Well, just like I had spoke about at the starting, somebody needs cargo right away. They've got to have it today or they've got to have it tomorrow. This would be the way to go. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that this cargo can deliver before opening hours, typically, normal business hours, 8 to 5. It could come in early in the morning if you need it there. It could come in on the evenings if you need it, like the example that I gave you, and on weekends as well. So you have a lot of flexibility on scheduling your time for unloading and for delivery. And then you also have a lot of, it makes up your time as well. Let's say it's a Friday, you've got to have the cargo there by Saturday or Sunday on the weekend. Then these type services can do that for you. So that's pretty much it on the Hotshots for services for LTL. And coming up, we're going to start diving into the international ocean exports. And in that, we're going to go over, the different equipment that's used. We're going to go over the terminology. We're also going to go over who are the players as far as, the food chain. At the starting of all the videos, we gave you who are the logistics players in the industry, who are the companies. So now what we're going to start doing is we're going to start putting a flow chart together, or let you see how they get in line. So you got a steamship line, you got a freight forwarder, an NVOCC, and then you have the BCO. And what we'll do is you'll start to see how they flow together, who uses who and at what time. So I'm excited about explaining that. That's how I first started the industry, was in ocean exports. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Have a good day.